Are you an NRI? Or do you know an NRI who's looking at selling a property? Then this video is for you, because a lot of NRIs have been calling us and asking us questions as to what documents you need. I have done videos before as well on this channel as to why NRIs are buying property in India, and also tips for NRIs to buy property, things that they need to look out for when they're buying property. However, I have not done anything for NRIs when they're selling a property. There is another video where I've generally spoken about things you need to do before you sell a property. But for NRI specific, what documents they need is something that we're going to talk about in this video. So do watch the video until the end. Hi guys, this is Yasir Rahman here, Chennai Realtor, Chennai's first real estate based YouTube channel. We talk about real estate information, real estate news. We do interviews, buyer tips, seller tips, so on and so forth. So before we continue the video, please subscribe. This video, because it is targeted for my NRI friends, is in English because a lot of NRIs are comfortable in English. I normally make videos in the Tamil language. Most of my videos are in Tamil, but particular video I'm going to be doing in English. So let's get into the basic list of questions that the NRIs ask before they sell a property. Like I said, a lot of NRIs have seen my previous video, tips before selling your home. So the path on what they ask me is, Yasir, okay, I want to sell my property, but what are the documents that I require? Do I need anything in particular? So we will be answering questions one by one in this video. And the first question being, do I need a passport, especially an Indian passport? Yes, you need a passport, but it does not necessarily need to be an Indian passport. You can have any passport, so it helps prove your identity. A passport is required even if you have an OCI card, or even if you're an OCI or a PIO, you still need a passport, whether Indian or belonging to another country. So that's question number one. Question number two, do I need a PAN card? I don't have a PAN card. So typically what happens is NRIs have to pay their income taxes in different countries for their income earned outside of India. But if you already own a property, and if you have rented it out or have some income derived from that property or any other property in India, then you also need to file your income tax returns in India. If you have not done so already, it is time for you to get a PAN card. PAN cards are issued to people who are not Indian citizens as well. So if you have a foreign address only and no other address proof in India as well, a PAN card can be issued for people from select countries. There's maybe a list of 10-15 countries, Pakistan and Syria and so on and so forth, where PAN cards are not issued, but most of the other countries it is there. And yes, to sell a property, you definitely need to have a PAN card. You can contact any local chartered accountant or auditor and they will help you do this. The process is easily done online as well, but I would suggest, not being in the country, to approach a professional to do it. Third question is tax returns. If you've had a property and you've been enjoying rents on it or some income on it, definitely you need to have tax returns. Like earlier, you can't go back and file tax returns for multiple years. It's limited and capped to about 3 odd years now. But yes, at least for the last 3 years, backdate it and pay your fines and pay your taxes, and keep your tax records up to date, because when you are selling it and when there's a capital gains issue and things like that, your tax returns will definitely come in handy for you, because TDS rates, tax deducted at source rates, are double for people who have not filed income tax returns in the last 2 years. So if you intend selling your property, before you start selling it, get your tax returns for the last 2-3 years filed by your auditor in India. An address proof. Do I need an address proof before I sell my property in India? Unfortunately, yes, even though you don't reside in India, most places will ask for an address proof. It could be anything from a bank account to a post office savings account to an insurance policy, a telephone bill. The variety of documents acceptable are large, but definitely you need this. The easiest things that you can do to get an address proof is probably get an insurance policy, a life insurance, term insurance policy, or a gas connection, or even a mobile connection. These things are accepted generally as an address proof, easier to get. So if you don't have an address proof, would suggest that you start working on it, or get your family and friends to start working on it before you come down here to start selling your property. Next question is about the property documents: sale deed, allotment letter, construction agreement from the builder. Do I need all of these? Yes, you need all of these, but they don't need to be in the hard copies. You can have soft copies of the same. Those are acceptable enough during the initial phases of the transaction. You would have safely kept this somewhere, You can continue keeping it in your residence in Dubai or in the US or Australia. You don't need to send it back to India. Once the deal is done and the buyer's side comes for the final legal verification, it is there that you need to provide these documents, and mostly you can send it by a reputed courier service to the country, to your agent or a family member, who then can actually show it to the buyer's lawyer. But these documents need to be ready before you even think of selling a property. Please get all these documents in order, collect them and put them together, and probably take scanned copies of all of these so it's easier to share with whoever's helping you sell the property in India. What is an EC? Do I need an EC? An EC is nothing but an encumbrance certificate. A lot of the times the buyers or the agents in the middle will ask you for an EC. An EC is very easy. An encumbrance certificate is very easy to get these days. You can just go to TNRegiNet. I'll put the website down here. Go and apply for it online. It's pretty easy. If you need assistance with it, you can contact a lawyer or an agent. They should be able to get it to you. Once you get the encumbrance certificate, you will have a better idea of, is there a problem with your property? Have you closed all your loans? All of these things you will understand better, and it gives a more transparent sort of understanding to the buyer when you present them with an EC saying, hey, look, this, my property is clear, I have bought it on so and so date, I had a loan which I have closed, or I've never taken a loan, I still continue to be the owner of this property. So in terms of clarity, it's a very, very good document to have, and I would suggest that you definitely take it during the course of your sale of the property. So apart from all of these documents, it will also help if your taxes are paid, you've got your receipt for your property tax, water tax, corporation tax, building maintenance, NOC, up-to-date ledger certificates from the association or society. When you have all of these documents available, it's a challenge because you're not in the country, you're dependent on family members and friends and probably an agent to help you get all of these documents. But once you have all of this, the process of then selling your property is smoother. Typically in today's market situation, a property should sell anywhere between 3 months and 6 months. So you can plan your travel to India to do the registrations accordingly. So it will make sense for you to spend a week or two sorting out all of these documents that I've mentioned above. If you have any other questions, please do put it down in the comments below. I've done a video that I mentioned again earlier. I'm again going to link down to it. These are 5 things you need to do before you sell a property. This applies to locals as well as NRIs. So please go do watch that video as well. Happy to talk to you all at any time. My information is down in the description. Please do reach out to me, leave a comment. I try and reply to all of them at all times. Thank you for watching the video until the end. This is Yasir Rahman here, and I will see you in the next video.